I heard just now, boys, that the Tans in Kells got one of the lads that shot Hughes last month.
Yes. Oh, yes.
A Patrick MacDonald. He resisted arrest and was that from upstairs? Curran, go check that out.
Yes, Sarge.
As I was saying, Patrick MacDonald resisted arrest and...
Sarge, up here quick. We need an ambulance.
Fractured. A family, a nation, a dream. March 1921.
You started early, Daddy. Will I open up?
Leave it for a bit, Tomas. I'll hardly be banging the doors in. Sit down there. I want a word.
Is everything all right?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I'm fine, so I am.
I get the feeling there's something you're not telling me. What are the volunteers up to nowadays?
I'm not sure. I'm not as involved as I was.
You were out late the other night.
Just kicking a ball around with some of the boys. It got dark, so we went back to John Joe's.
Really?
If you don't believe me, you can ask him yourself.
I heard a gang of lads tried to blow up Louisa Bridge and leg-slipped that night.
I know nothing about that. I've never even heard about it.
If you say you weren't there, I'll believe you. But just be careful. This is not some game.
I know.
You've not been yourself lately. Is it the whole Croke Park business?
That was months ago.
I've heard tell of men coming back from war, men who'd seen terrible things. They wouldn't be right for years. Think about that now.
It's not that, Daddy, it's... Well, I've been wondering... Well, are we doing the right thing by fighting?
The volunteers, you mean?
Aye. How can they think that they'll ever get the better of the British?
Well, to believe otherwise it'd be foolish for them, I suppose.
Maybe there's a better way.
Joseph, this letter has just come. I think it's Sean. Will you open it? I just can't.
It's his writing, all right. I'd recognise that scrawl anywhere.
Oh, for God's sake, Joseph, just open it.
Hurry up, Daddy.
It is from Sean.
Read it.
Are you sure you don't want to?
No, you read it.
Dear Mammy, I hope this letter finds you all well, and I'm sorry that I've not been able to write to you before now. You may have heard that I was captured.
Captured?
I was captured and am now imprisoned in Ballykinlar camp in County Down.
Dear God, he's a prisoner. Ballykinlar.
It's up north. I've heard it's a savage place.
Aye, that's where all the volunteers have been put. I've been here a few weeks now, but already it feels like a lifetime. No one here knows how long we can be kept. Some men are here since the place opened last December.
Patrick Colgan is there. I wonder is Sean with him?
And he might well be.
Will you keep reading?
There are 2 camps here. I am in Camp 2 and sleep in a hut with 25 other men. There are 40 huts.
That's 1,000 people. They must be jammed in like sardines.
I'm sure it's fine, Tomas. It's very cold here, and it's always raining. I don't sleep well. The beds are close to each other, and it is very noisy. Maybe I will get used to it.
That's Sean. He always complained if I made the slightest noise in our room.
Have a bit of sympathy. I wonder how you'd feel if you were stuck there. Go on, Joseph.
The camps are surrounded by barbed wire, so it feels like we're in a big cage. But the volunteers are allowed to run the camp, although the British sentries are never far away.
So they're free to wander around as they like. It's not like a real prison.
It's worse than a real prison. Sure, they never even know when they're getting out or anything. Keep reading.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. There is a chapel here, and one of the prisoners is a priest. Fat lot of good that'll do him.
Joseph.
Sorry, Brigid. The volunteers run classes in the recreational building, and I am improving my Irish.
It could only improve. He was never any good at it.
For goodness sake, will you stop criticising your brother?
Sorry.
The food is not good, nor is there enough of it. I close my eyes sometimes and try to taste that lovely Christmas dinner you put before me. I'm sorry now that I didn't have time to eat it all. There's no argument there. That was a great feed. There's talk of another camp being built in the Curran. We're hoping that the few Kildare lads that are there might be transferred. I hope you're all safe and well. Give my best to Joseph, Mary and Tomas, and give Moll a big hug from me. Tell Tomas to mind himself. Please write back with all the news. I cannot say too much in the letter, as they are censored twice, first by the volunteer line captain and then the British. Send it to me in Camp 2, F Company, Hut 4, Ballykinlar, County Down. God bless you all. Your loving son, Sean. It doesn't sound too bad.
I pray that they keep him there until all this is over.
Ah, Brigid.
I know he's alive, and I don't have to worry about him. I'll always know where he is, which is more than I can say for you, Tomas.
You don't have to worry about me.
Oh, that's easy for you to say. When you have children of your own, you'll understand. Mary, we just got a letter from Sean. He's in Ballykinlar prison camp, but he's okay.
He's alive?
Yeah. Are you all right? You look upset.
I'm so glad Sean is all right, Mammy, because everyone else is dying.
Oh, what ails you, child? Shh.
Sit her down here.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
No, I
Did someone do something to you?
No, it's just that,
Okay, look, take your time. Shh.
Patrick MacDonald was shot last night.
Who?
Patrick MacDonald, the student priest from the college. That's terrible.
How do you know him?
He was in the volunteers.
The bloody volunteers. Nothing but trouble.
Was he shot in the college?
No, he was down at his home in Kells, and the report is that the Tans raided the house, and he ran across the fields, and they shot him.
Oh, God rest his soul.
They say he was involved in the ambush here in Maynooth, but I can't imagine.
No, he wasn't.
How do you know?
I mean, I don't think he was. He couldn't have been.
Why?
He went home for Christmas and hasn't been back to college since.
I knew Patrick. I knew he wouldn't do something like that. To murder a man in cold blood, that's the work of a savage.
It's a war, Mary.
At times like these, men are capable of anything. Whatever the cause, they're still just murdering thugs.
They must have wanted him for something. Mrs. O'Sullivan, what brings you here?
Have you not heard about the shooting?
Mary's just telling us. The poor young fella, and him studying for the priesthood.
Not that shooting. Oh, that was tragic. This is the one that happened last night below in the RIC station. A young tan there blew his head off.
Holy Mother of God.
One of Dwyer's men?
Yeah. The young fella I seen you with last week, Joseph. The one you brought back to the barracks. There's many in the village didn't like to see you do that.
He was a young lad too with a family. I'd want a heart of stone not to help him.
By all accounts, he did it in his room last night. There wasn't a piece left of him. Brains everywhere.
He wasn't right in the head. The nerves, I suppose. He was like a lost child when he came in here.
You could have got in trouble involving yourself like that.
And you would have done exactly the same thing, and I know it. He was only a few years older than our Tomas here. They told me down at the station that day that he hadn't been great since the ambush. Hughes, the boy that was killed, died in his arms.
Mary. No, it's okay. Shh. She's very upset.
She saw the state that that young tan was in that day, and hearing so soon after the news of her friend in the college.
All young men, even if they are tans. Mary. Mary, you should go and lie down. It's all been a shock. You'll feel better for it.
I will.
And I'll go up with you.
No, I'll be all right. I will. You might give me Sean's letter. I'll read it upstairs.
There you are. I'll bring you up a cup of tea later.
Thanks, Mammy.
She took that very badly. Was she sweeting him?
Who?
The lad in the college, Patrick MacDonald.
No, sure, he was to be a priest.
What you are never matters where love is concerned. I'll talk to her when she calms down and see if there's more to it. Looks like the brave volunteers saved themselves a bullet.
What do you mean?
They got 2 RIC men for the price of 1. What sort of crowd are you involved with at all, Tomas?
Tomas had nothing to do with that.
The volunteers may well have pulled the trigger when that poor unfortunate man put a gun to his head.
Put the barrel in his mouth, Brigid. And anyway, he was a tan.
Can you both just stop? I'm going out. I'll be back soon.
What about your coat? I'm sorry about him, Brid. That was rude. What's happening to them all?
You're grand. We all have bad days. I'll get going now. I haven't told Miss O'Donoghue the news yet. Bye now.
You should ease off Tomas, Brigid. He's not responsible for everything the volunteers do.
The sooner he gives them up, the better.
I don't think it's something you can just give up.
It might be no harm if he was locked up with Sean until all this is over.
Brigid.
I'm serious. I wish I could lock all my children away and keep them safe. If I could get Tomas into that prison, I'd do it.
You think it's safe in there? If Sean told us everything that goes on, we'd never get the letter.
It couldn't be any worse than here.
You said it yourself. It's a prison. I've heard stories about sick men being left to die, lads being shot for no reason at all. Look, Sean is a strong lad. He'd be fine. But don't be wishing Tomas into that place.
Oh, so it's all right when my son is in it, but not when yours is.
Tomas is your son too.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just the constant worry of not knowing where they are, what they're up to, what they're thinking. I'm going mad, Joseph. I think I'm going mad.
Oh, come here. Tomas told me earlier that he thinks the volunteers have it wrong with all this killing. He's looking for a better way. And given time, he'll find it. So go easy on him.
Please God, Sean will find it too.
Aye. Please God.
Joseph.
Aye.
You did well to help out that tan lad. I know you're not fond of them.
I hate them, Brigid. But he was someone else's, Sean.
He was. God help his poor mother and Patrick MacDonald's poor mother.
God help us all, Brigid.
Fractured is a Down at Heel production. All episodes were written by Joe Bergen, Brendan Farrell, Claire Joyce and Martina Riley. Sound engineer is Brendan Farrell. Fractured is supported by Kildare County Council through a bursary from Creative Ireland. It is also supported by the County Kildare Decade of Commemorations programme and the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts, Gaeltacht, Sport and Media under the Decade of Centenaries 2012 to 2023 initiative.